Okay, so you have a buyer that would like you to send them a list of homes that are currently on the market that fit their criteria. And you also want to set them up to receive automatic recurring emails for when there's a new listing that comes on the market, they can be automatically notified. So let's set that up in the MLS. So right now we are in Paragon. Paragon is our MLS platform. First step is we're going to go to the contacts at the top, choose add contact. Now it will give you the options to fill all this information in, but you'll see the R's are the only required options. And I would also argue that I would only put in their first and last name along with an email, because in the end, the rest of this information should really be in your CRM, okay? So you'll notice it gave me a green check mark. That means that it is a valid email address. So if you ever put one in here that's maybe spelled wrong, it should notify you, and you'll want to, of course, confirm that with your client. And so if there's multiple emails here for this contact, that's where you would have to click primary. But if there's only one, there's not necessary to click primary. The other thing to note here is if you have a second person that you want to be including in this list of homes, you can add them here and then click the button that says add the spouse or secondary to notifications. Okay, so right here is the main portion we're going to be focusing on. So that's when I'm going to save it. It's going to ask me if I would like to associate a property to this contact. This is for example, if you have a seller and for some reason you want to associate their home that they're selling on their profile. I would argue that you're probably going to most likely want to just say not now. Next thing, it takes us to their actual profile. You'll notice that I can actually toggle back and forward. So just treat it like you would any other internet browser. You can go back and forward. And then what I can do next is, let's just say, for example, I want to edit their information. If I click contact information, it does take me to that screen where I can either, maybe I want to edit and add a spouse or a secondary person, or maybe change their email. I can easily do that in this page and save it. And then let's go ahead and set up the search. So if you click buyer activity, you're going to click add search. You're going to click add new save search. 9 times out of 10 you're choosing residential. Of course, the other most common options are probably going to be lots and acreage for someone looking for land, and possibly rentals. So let's go ahead and hit residential. Those are single family homes, condos, and townhomes. So then we're going to use this criteria page to actually fill in our client's criteria. I always start with their status first, because of course I only want to be focusing on homes that are active and available, right? My next thing I go to is location. So there's a few different things you can utilize in this area to determine location. I can search by map. Maybe there's a specific area they want to be within a certain amount of miles or minutes from, or maybe they really want to be by a lake or whatnot. The other thing is maybe there's just a specific city they want to be in. I can also put in multiple cities here. If I just start typing it in, it will show up. Okay. And so then if I want to delete, all I have to do is hit backspace, and it'll also delete those. I also can use this magnifying glass to search cities. So if you want to utilize that, I can choose, maybe I want to look in, let's just do Columbia again. I'm going to click Columbia and I'm going to hit save. That's another way to implement the city. Okay. The other thing I can utilize is area. Area is based on that MLS area map. So not all markets have an area map, but in our area in Columbia, we do. And so what it is basically grouping a section of your cities or counties into areas rather than townships and things like that. I can also search by, of course, zip, right? And this is another one where I can put in multiple zip codes. and it will save. You have to hit enter in order for it to actually land. The other thing I can do is I can search by school district or elementary school. And so this is a great tool if your person or your client is like, my kids are in this school district or this school. This house needs to be within that school district. So that would be my go-to, is just utilizing the school district tab. So let's just look at what it would look like to use the map tool. So I can click this right here. I can also click right here. I can also click right here. So I'm going to click just right here. And it takes me to my map. It automatically takes you and shows you your city or state. And my red X is actually where my office is located, okay? So it'll always show you where your office is located with that X. Don't be confused as far as where that is, okay? Now what we want to do is, like my first example was, my client wants to be within a certain area. So let's just say my client really wants to be like by Lake Murray. They want to be on this side of the lake or this side of the lake, just right here, okay? So I can do a couple different things. I can draw. And the easiest tool is using radius. Radius is a circle. If I click that, it will give me this cross, and whenever I left click again, it will put that spot in the middle of the circle. So for example, if I left click right here one time, it'll allow my circle to now expand or decrease as much as I would like until I actually left click again. This is actually what makes the circle solidify. So let's just say I go to, they want to be right here, and I also draw another one. You can do up to 3 shapes. I can do another one right here and just go out to here. So I've kind of just focused those in on the area that my client told me they were interested in. Now I can edit these circles by going to edit here at the top, and then I can delete these shapes. Let's just say I messed up or I want to change it. The other one I like to use is the one that's called Paragon. This one allows me to make an irregular shape based on boundaries that I create. So let's just say that I start here, I left click, it creates like just a point that I can move anywhere from. And every time you left click, it'll create a boundary. So I'm going to left click again, left click again, left click again, left click, left click, left click, left click. And it will not end or solidify until you actually take it back to the start. So I'm going to take it back to the start, I'm going to click, and it's going to actually solidify those options, okay? Now once I'm done and I've created, like I said, up to 3 shapes, you don't have to do all 3 shapes. So if this is where you want to kind of keep your shapes and this is like the perfect spot your client wants to actually purchase, you'll go back to the criteria tab right here next to this. And again, these are like internet tabs, okay? You can go back and forward. So now you'll see now at the top I've got a shape 1 polygon. It is saved. Next thing I'll do is I'll put in the price, a high of, let's just say 600, and a low of 450. Let's just see account. And now this brings me to my next point, which is at the top right, it always tells you how many results you have. I would argue you want to have under 30 results. Once you have about 30 results, I would say you could narrow it down if you'd like, but really I feel like that's a good amount. So if I know that my clients really care about the price and they really care about the location, and maybe they really want a 3-bedroom and it needs to be 1,500 square feet. So that still is 11 results. So perfect. Let's hit the search button. And it'll show you the 11 results. So I can actually click on the MLS number and actually view the property and start looking at the photos and things. And I can hit this single arrow over to go to the next one, or I can hit the double arrow to go to the last one. It is ordered from cheapest to most expensive. Okay, so if I want to go ahead and save this search though, I'm going to hit save search to the upper left corner. This is named based on, you know, you can keep it like this, or I could even change this to say Lake Murray Homes for Anna Deal. Something like that. I could save it. And now it shows now I've got a search saved here, right? So here is my results, and now I can hit send welcome message. It's going to give an automatic subject to the buyer for the email. So you can edit that if you'd like. I can just say, hi Anna, great news. I've done some research and have found this current list of homes that fit the criteria we talked about. Moving forward, any new listings will also be sent to your email automatically. Thanks. Or I could say, let me know if any catch your eye. I am happy to set up a showing for you, right? You're kind of reiterating the fact that I could show any of these homes. If I hit the preview button, it's going to actually show you what it looks like. It's very professional looking. They can click get started here. That's what they're going to be able to see. Make sure you have your photo and your information all updated within your MLS under your preferences. Otherwise, this information will not be complete. But it looks good. I'm going to hit close. That's my preview. And I'm ready to send. I'm going to hit send. And now this has confirmed that it has been sent. If there's any sort of kickback, it will come back and tell you that it didn't go through, or, you know, an error, okay? Again, you'll be able to see it again here. I'll hit close. You'll see the welcome message is gone, so because the system has recognized that I sent that. It'll now, anytime the client writes a comment or inquires, or maybe it shows undecided right now because it doesn't show that they have done anything, but it tells you if they favorited any and that kind of thing, okay? I can also view their collab center. So if I hit view collab center, it'll actually show me what the client is going to see, which is a great tool. It looks very professional. They can do their own searching right here. It shows the 11 matches. I can click my 11 matches. Again, this is the client-facing side of the platform, and they'll see all these all these listings. Okay. And let's just say I want to click on this one and start looking at some photos. I can click on it and see the rest of these photos. I can even see where it's located on the map. I can also access any documents that are in the MLS that are public facing. They will actually be able to review those, such as property disclosures. Here's that button where they actually can request a showing. They can choose a date and time and comments and save that, in which you will be notified. Shows more information here, of course, another access to the documents, property history, and I like the mortgage center where they can calculate their payments. And even more so, I like their community reports that are available here. This is a wonderful tool for people who are not part of our area, and they're asking you some questions about the area, and you know, maybe this tool will help kind of answer some of those questions for you. But definitely take a look at those. It's really interesting. For example, maybe they want to, is it, you know, can they cycle? No, it's 2.3 out of 10. So it just gives you just an insight on the, let's see, vibrancy, calm atmosphere at all hours. It shows some theaters, some things to do around the area. Very good for community research for someone relocating to the area. So let's go back to Paragon. I'm just going to exit out of that. Now let's learn how to send automatic emails. You're going to hit this button that says options. It shows an automatic year. Okay, that's totally fine. I would argue that if someone does end up buying a property or closing, you want to come back in here and turn it off. Okay, there's no sense of them getting more listings if they've already bought. Now, I like to get rid of the price change and also get rid of new comment because I want this notification to be only a new match. That's just my preference and my recommendation. Now, the client notifications, it says immediately, so this would, in essence, immediately just send them the list of homes, which we've already kind of done with our welcome message. So I want this to actually be recurring, okay? So you have to set the time frame in order for it to work. If you do not set the time frame, it will not function correctly or it will give you an error. So I do like and recommend that you do this as a daily occurrence and that you do it at the same time for you and the client, maybe at 9 o'clock in the morning. That way, if they see something they like, you guys still have the rest of the day to set up a showing. And we'll say okay. And again, I also have to set the time for my agent notifications because I like to be notified as well when there's a new listing in case my client texts me or tells me, oh yeah, I like that one you sent me this morning. I can at least go to my own email and find the one that was quote unquote sent this morning by me, but really it was by my system. So you can still understand which house your client is talking about. So I'm going to set the same time because again, if I set my time for 8 a.m. and my client's time for 9, if something gets listed at 8:30, guess what? I'm not notified, my client is, okay? So just maybe I recommend keeping the same time. I'm gonna say okay. And so far we're good to go. The last thing I do recommend is changing the subject. This is the email subject that will be there every single time that they get notified. And I like to say new listing for Anna Deal or new listing on Lake Murray for Anna Deal. Something like that. I like to either say their name or I can say from Anna Deal since I'm my own client in this scenario. The reason why I like using from the agent's name, from Anna Deal, the agent, is because when the client or the customer receives the list of homes or the new notification, they will see my name all the time and it'll just help reiterate who their agent is and who I am. So I'm going to say okay. Now I have set up the automatic notifications, okay? So I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to go contacts, view manage contacts. And if I type in Anna Deal, I'm going to find that person. I can verify that the collab center is set up. I can view it. The green button says that it's set up and also that it's active. Shows me how many matches, how many are new because I just set it up, and how much my client has favorited, and when they were last notified for the new listing. Okay, and also when they were added. So if I need to come in here and edit this, I can just click on their name, and it takes me back to that same page we were before, or that same section where I can say contact information, I can update that, I can hit buyer activity, I can click on their search that I saved, so it's right here. I can edit the search here, which will take me back to the criteria tab. I can also add a new search. Maybe they also want to have 2 different searches going on, maybe 2 different locations, so they're very specific, right? So you can always do that as well. So I hope that helped. Good luck, and talk to you soon.